Warning, this podcast contains heavy spoilers for not just one movie, but entire franchises. We highly recommend going and watching these movies before listening to us as a companion piece that stitches all the timelines into one creepy, crime-ridden story. There will be no more spoiler warnings. We do not break character. After this, there is no turning back. You've been warned. Hit the music.
You are talking about the nonsensical ravings of a lunatic mind.
It's alive! It's alive! It's alive! It's
alive! It's alive! It's alive!
Hello and welcome to It's Alive podcast. It's a true crime, paranormal, interstellar podcast covering unbelievable stories that sound like they were ripped straight from the pages of a Hollywood script. I'm your host, the outlaw Dr. HR, smoking steam THC, and with me as always my very own scream queen, the perfect combination of beauty and brains, the brightest smoking in the heart, expert, the guts and gore, the gorgeous, sexy Amy Rose.
Hi.
We're back.
Finally.
Holy shit, man.
I'm surprised you're able to do that without stumbling. It's been so long.
Yeah. I kind of have it down now again. But it's two things. It's our second anniversary. Well, it was last week. So we've been doing this 2
you
years.
scared me there for a second. Yes, yeah. 2
Oh,
years.
no. We've been doing this for like 12 years. Nearly 13.
Nearly 13.
But 2 years. 2 of those 12 years, after we got to the decade, we started with this.
Yeah. We needed something to spice it up.
Like, shit, this is boring. What are we going to do now?
Thanks a lot.
But this has been a bit of a disaster year for us.
Well, it has. First I was sick, and then you were sick.
Oh, but this last one was a bitch.
Oh, this summer? Yeah.
Fucking COVID shit. I got what I believe was it was the new strain of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
That new shit. Hits harder, lasts longer. You don't have to buy anymore. It's good stuff.
Good quality.
But I felt like it was what you call it again when you take apart the food and you eat it individually.
Deconstructed.
Deconstructed. I got a deconstructed COVID.
You did.
Because first I had a few, like 2 or 3 weeks of a really bad cough. Then I had like 2 weeks where I couldn't do anything. I was just exhausted. Then the flu pain started. And that went on for about a good solid week. And in between that, I did the whole passing out and thing from dehydration.
Yep.
That was fun.
Scared the shit out of me.
Didn't scare me. I can't remember it.
That's because you were doing it.
And then after that, I had the whole nose thing. So yeah, I'm going to still hear me sniffing and sneezing through this because we had to get on with shit.
Yeah.
But it's
too long.
nearly better. But my nose got all cut up and everything. It was really fucking nasty and really fucking sore.
Okay, though, because your moustache covers it.
I know.
Thank God.
The passing out thing was weird.
Yep.
Because I just remember thinking, I'm in trouble here. And then next thing I know, you were on top of me, shaking me.
Which is probably the worst thing I could have done.
But see, the thing about it was, what made it funny for me was, I was like in a dream state.
Mm-hmm.
The next thing all I could hear was, Josh, repeatedly. And then I kind of started to come out of it. And I could see your silhouette in front of the TV. So I could see the light from the TV and I could see you were on top of me. And I was like, fucking just let me sleep. And then I kind of realized you were on top of me. I was like, oh no. We were fooling around and I fell asleep. She's going to fucking kill me. I was like, oh shit. And I was like, what's wrong? As if like, I don't know what happened. And you're like, you passed out. I was like, oh. And then suddenly I realized I was sweating an awful lot and I was breathing really, really heavy. Mm-hmm. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm fucked.
Do you know what though? If it was just a straight like pass out, I wouldn't have been as panicked because I've seen that before. But your eyes were back in your head, like
the way you describe it. I feel like I've seen it before too, because it sounded like something straight out of a fucking demonic possession movie. Like when you said it to me afterwards, and you had to be here on your own. Then when I went to the hospital to get checked out, and I scared the shit out of you before I left, because I was like, sounds like a possession movie. Because you said I was like shaking with my eyes rolling. Next thing I stopped and stared at you.
You just slumped like with your eyes wide open, like but it was weird because when I was trying to like bring you out of it, and you had like at one stage it was like you had this kind of half a smirk on your face, and it was like you were trying to lock eyes with me, so that was creepy.
I can't remember any of it. It just went dark, and then I woke up with you on top of me.
Because when I thought you had
good
this
way
smirk,
to come
I
out
was
of
like,
a fucking
this fucker
seizure.
is playing with me. I was like, this is a really bad joke, and then you didn't come out of it, and I was like, okay,
I wouldn't make that joke.
You better not have.
But we're here, we're healthy, and we're going to try and keep cracking on.
Mm-hmm.
And I got loads of great topics lined up for the next few weeks, so I'm looking forward to that.
Good.
Could have used this guy though, for the last year.
Why?
Because we could have went back in time and recorded the stuff and had it
and
prepared.
we'd have been fine.
See? We'd be well on top of shit. But yeah, okay. So we are talking today about the man from 3036.
Ooh.
I just want to know, before we get started, if you had a time machine, would you go to the future or the past? The past.
Past.
I'd be more inclined to go to the future. I'd want to go to the past to solve a few crimes.
But that's it. I don't know any secrets about the future that I need to know.
Well, it wouldn't be secrets. I'd want to see what we had, what the technology advancements are now, because we're at a kind of place now where it seems like, well, where do we go next? Do you know? Short of flying cars and robots, which we've been asking for since what? The 40s, 20s? Do you
we're
know?
nearly there.
I mean, like, where do we go from here? What happens next? What's the world going to look like in 100 years, 500 years, 1,000 years? If I was to go back, it would be for obvious things like, who is Jack the Ripper? What's the story with the John F. Kennedy fucking assassination? Who's the Zodiac? You know, stuff like that. Maybe send a few tips to the police about BTK and the Golden State Killer a little bit earlier.
Before they start.
You know? Even though butterfly effect, that could fuck everything up.
Yeah, you're not supposed to touch anything.
Could mess the whole... Well, no, we're going to get into that here. Because apparently it's like Loki, the TV show.
Branches off.
And there's just more like branched timelines and just that kind of shit.
Yeah.
We talk about it a lot more on It's a Live Action with the John Teeter stuff. Who was the man from 2036. 1,000 years in the difference, but 36 seems to be a big year for fucking time travel, no matter what millennium you live in.
Yeah.
Okay, so I've been watching a lot of dystopian future movies this past fucking few months, to be honest. And I've always had a bit of a soft spot for these kind of, these kind of movies. I just love the aesthetic of it. Even though the future usually looks grim and the weather is always shit. Like, name a fucking future dystopia movie where it ain't raining.
Oh, yeah. No, I always thought that was from global warming.
But I'd love to see it all happening in action, like what's going on. Like, that's what I'm saying about going to the future.
Yeah,
I'd want to see, does it turn out like Blade Runner? Does it turn out like fucking Minority Report? This is where we're heading. And to be honest, I think I kind of long. That's the other side. I kind of long for this kind of like Wild West kind of feel as well. You know, I feel like it would be going back to this kind of, as much as they show them as like the police are really intense in all these movies, almost like militia, you know? It still feels like there's more of a Wild West kind of thing going on, because now we live in a time where there's cameras on us all the time. I can't imagine how criminals get away with crimes these days.
Yeah.
You know, because I was even thinking about it one time, just in my head, like just out of curiosity. It's like, you know, before someone commits a crime, they get away in the getaway car. You find the getaway car burnt out later because they take off in another car, and that's it. They're gone. But the problem is, now all they do is follow all the little cameras between people's video cameras on the front of their house, or the Ring cameras, or shop business
and
cameras.
And they piece it together.
And they'd piece it together, and they'd see where that car goes missing and where they found that car. And then they'd check the timestamp, and they'd start looking at all the cars that leave in the other direction and in various directions afterwards, and go look for those cars. Because it's really, 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 really fucking hard to get away with anything these days.
Yep.
And I don't know why, but I just feel like in the future that will go babackwards again.
Probably. Everything expands and contracts.
Yeah, and the people with it, obviously the criminals will get better technology, you know. But because like these places do, I mean, in most of these movies, like they just look like the cities look like one big red light district most of the time.
They do.
You know?
Yeah.
They look like they're fucking great. Like Venusville in Total Recall.
Oh, well, you just like 3 boobs on women.
Do I? I mean, I wouldn't complain. They didn't look bad on her. They were nice boobies, but, you know, 2's enough. I only got 2 hands.
I like men with 3 hands.
Yeah? I could, like, cup one each in it. All right. Well, yeah, they feel like never-ending bike rallies. I think I could go there. But, yeah. But, I mean, like, so with the 3 boobs, I mean, like, you know, is too much of a good thing bad, really?
Probably. But anyway, unfortunately for you, if our subject this week is to be believed, let alone that is there a lack of 3-breasted women in the future, but sex in general is highly restricted, with the population having their libido stunted by government-issued hormone pills.
Suppose I'll stick around here then and live my dream through watching movies. Unless, how do you feel about plastic surgery?
For a 3rd boob?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm fine with most plastic surgery. I'm not getting a 3rd boob.
What about one big super boob?
No.
No?
No, I'm not a cyclops.
But Do you not think it would be like a protest against the oppressive government and all? I think you'd be a feminist icon.
You keep going, you'll have no boobs.
Fat cats win again.
Yeah, you done now? Can I get on with the story?
Go for it, but we will circle back to this discussion later, lady. It's 3 or 1. I'm not happy with 2 anymore.
Okay, so in March of 2020, the world was shocked by the arrest of a hairless man claiming to be a traveller from the year 3036. The offence he was arrested for? Stealing a banana from a grocery store.
Is this just a little minion after coming back from the future?
Bopple.
Banana!
The media ate it up as a funny fluff piece, but was there any truth to this man's claim? Documentarian Jack Helms believed so, and he set out to find the man who went by the single name of Sabastian to find answers to the burning question. Was this guy legit? And if he was, what is the future like, and how does time travel work?
This is in Florida, yeah? Pinellas County?
Pinellas County, Florida. Yep. Now, at first, it was believed that mental health and an overactive imagination was the explanation for this man's story. But after some rigorous investigating, it was found that this man had no birth cert, no social security number, no missing persons report. In fact, the man had absolutely no records or paper trail attached to him at all.
All right. See, if someone came back maybe 20 years ago with this claim, you could kind of buy that whole undocumented thing, you know, because you could maybe avoid it because of it all being paperwork, you know, it's not digitally there.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be really hard now, because what this guy has to be, I mean, just judging off the video, he's got to be in his 30s at least.
Yeah.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're going 30 years of existence. We've just discussed how hard it is to move from one place to another without being caught on camera. So 30 years of existence without going to see a doctor, without going to school, without going, you know, registering for anything, signing up for anything. I mean, fuck me, Amy. You go online now, you download an app, you got to sign up. You know?
Yeah.
Your name's everywhere. Your presence is everywhere.
Maybe he was Amish. No school, no doctors.
No paperwork. Do Amish need paperwork? Do they keep
probably
records?
Birth certs. Yeah, they'd have to have birth certs and death certs.
Yeah. But if one could slip through the tracks in that situation.
Yeah, an experiment.
But how would he know so much about sci-fi and shit? To put all this together.
Yeah.
It would take a bit of work, yeah? And then even like over in America, well, anywhere, but especially over in America, to rent a fucking house, you need like references, you need
receipts from when you were like 5.
Oh, stop.
Christ.
I mean, it'll be near impossible to exist.
Oh, yeah.
And on multiple occasions throughout that documentary, the documentary filmmaker rings Sebastian, which means Sebastian has a phone.
So which means...
And you would have to sign up to get your phone.
Oh, you don't, if it's a burner phone, you don't have to give your name and your number, do you? Well, I don't know. It's been a long time since I've had prepay.
Yeah. I don't know. It just seems like it would take an awful lot of effort to stay off the grid.
Oh, I know.
For that long. So that makes me, a little more willing to buy into his story a small bit.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Okay. And let's say, for argument's sake, that this guy has stayed completely off the record all his life. Like, it's difficult, but it's not impossible. So what we're saying here is that it can be done. What can't be hidden or altered, though, is DNA. And this man had several DNA tests and blood work done, and in each case his DNA came back with no genetic matches to anyone on Earth and no markers even for any culture in Earth's history. For all intents and purposes, this man came from nowhere and had no bloodline attached to this planet. Well, that to me means that he would have to be an alien, because we had our DNA done and I got something like 0.03 West Indies. So that has to be at least 1,000 years ago. Like,
and I got like 0.001 with one of the Stan countries, Pakistan or Turkmenistan.
So we have genetic markers.
Was it Iran? In
our DNA going back that amount of time to cultures outside our own culture. So how can you have no cultural DNA?
It's a bit mental, all right. Unless this is the guy O.J. Simpson's been looking for all his life. He's the real killer. They just couldn't tell because his DNA was unreadable.
Yikes. Okay.
Into his grave, never catching Sebastian. What a prick. So that leaves the big question anyway. Who is this guy and where or when did he come from?
Exactly.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. So let's take a look at what we know as we dissect Mr. Helms' documentary, Confessions of a Time Traveler, the man from 3036.
So straight off the bat, this guy has to try and find Sebastian, because this guy, Sabastian, is trying to keep a low profile, yeah?
Yes.
And he has to try and find him first. And of course, you'd find him in Florida. I mean, why do all these people go to America? That's why I am sure. I've said this to you during the weekend. That's why, like, that they're talking about this big thing that's flying towards us in our solar system. A few people in Harvard or some scientists in Harvard said it's a possible alien probe. And all that went through my head afterwards was, I have been dying all my life for aliens to show up so that we know they're there. And just so I can, because I love all that kind of, you know, space stuff, sci-fi and all that crack. And it was in my head, I was like, that would be awesome. But then I remember every sci-fi movie I've seen, take me to your leader. It's never anyone else's leader. It's always America's leader, which means if anybody shows up in the next 3.25 years, Donald fucking Trump is who they will be introduced to.
Yeah, but if
as
they
the leader of
landed
Earth.
somewhere else that wasn't America, like they usually do in the movies, would it be Take Me to Michael D?
Awesome. Do you not
Brilliant.
think that would be far better?
Great
Do you not
ambassador
think it would
for the Earth.
represent us as a softer, nicer nation rather than
Just as
holy
long
shit.
as they get here before the next presidential election. Because I'll be honest, some of those candidates, I don't know, do I want?
And what's worse is, like, I mean, how that would, not even just that he is the leader, right?
Mm-hmm.
But how would that reflect on us when they figure out it wasn't like old days of Kings and Queens where he came in with an army and took over. He was put in place. For the second time, when we saw how bad he was the first time, and he's worse this time than last time.
Trump. Yeah.
Last time seems like a dream, though, compared to what's going on this time.
They think that we're easy targets.
It wouldn't be good. It would not be good. Even though I heard Whitley Shriver on another podcast talking, and he reckons that if we get into a fight with the Greys, that they will be relentless, never stop, and never accept defeat. They will just keep coming and coming and coming. It'll be basically we get extinct or they get extinct. One of the two. It's a fight to the death.
Usually, do the defenders not win? Or am I thinking of soccer? As in the home, when you're playing at home, do you not usually win?
You have the home field advantage, yeah, but I don't know, the best, what do they say, the best form of defense is a good offense.
Well, that's where you learn from the Irish, and we start guerrilla warfare.
We'll just do what we did when the Roman Empire was taken over. We'd run around here balls naked, painted up like wild men, playing with fucking hurleys, and it'll all run off.
I have a feeling, I don't know why, but I can't imagine the Greys wearing clothes.
Fuck that, they're on an island. Let's just leave them there. They're fine. We'll take the rest. I mean, like, really, it's only a small patch of land. They can leave us with it. That's the one with the monsters on it. So he doesn't really get into, like, watching this, right? So we're kind of going to get into this, and we're just going to kind of try, because it's too hard to follow. Next week, it's a two-parter. Next week, we're going to really, like, dig into stuff he has said and try and dissect the segments of what he said and what we think that could mean and what it might mean for us going forward. Today, we're kind of just going to do a breakdown of all the little bits and pieces he kind of put out there about what life is going to be like and belief is going to be like and stuff like that. Like I said, we'll go a little deeper into all this next week, but for now, we're just kind of going to find a way around here because he said he arrived. Doesn't state how he arrived. Later on, he kind of mentions in the documentary that it was kind of through illegal access to military grade machinery.
Okay.
The military are the only ones who have the power to time travel. They don't leave just anybody do it. And to be honest, the more we read about the kind of way people are treated in the future, it would make sense that, they wouldn't just let any old fucker jump in there and take off. But the thing with the banana straight off the bat, when he was arrested, he said he was just after getting there. And it was a culture fucking mistake because he said in his time that food like that is free.
Is he a communist?
I suppose there must be some element of communism in that, but what they were saying, what he was saying was like that. Basically, every day you have a certain kind of allowance of certain food you can go in and pick up.
Okay.
For your meal and all that. Yeah, you can buy extra stuff.
Yeah.
But there isn't a lot. So going in and picking up the banana and most foods or clothing and stuff like that was just seen as, this is what you do.
Okay.
So he didn't realize when he was leaving with the banana that he was fucking up.
Okay.
It's crazy because he says, like, because of the radiation of the whole thing as well, that he lost all his hair. Because you see that in
Or
the
traveling
cover
back,
for the-
like.
Yeah, because in the cover of the documentary is really the only place where they show his face.
Okay.
And then he's wearing like he's in COVID times with his little mask over his face after that, but you can see his eyebrows have grown back.
Okay.
But he says that it was due to the radiation involved with actually coming back. But at the same time, he said in his time, radiation is really like a real issue. And that it all starts with our phones. They look back at us and think fucking idiots walking around with these radiation boxes to their ears, like, you know, staring into these radiation boxes all day, every day. Now, I remember when phones first became a big thing. You know, the mobile, everyone had a mobile phone back in the Nokia 3310 days and all that shit. And that was a big issue. That was a big worry for older people.
Oh, it was. I used to keep my 3310 when I was in my school uniform in like the breast pocket of my blouse, but I was told to take it out.
I was just saying,
get an
right
inverted
next to your
nipple.
boob.
Inverted nipple is what I was
My
told.
granddad would not keep his phone in his pocket if he was sitting down.
No.
Had to be on the table. As soon as he sat down, he'd take it out of his pocket and put it on the table.
And because of the radiation.
Yeah, because of a fear of radiation.
Still quite close to you on the table.
Yeah, but it's not pressing up against you or stuck in it. I have no idea. I think at this point we can say that was maybe an unfounded fear, because
I mean, they're going
phones
since
have
the
been
80s.
fairly,
Really.
yeah, and but prominently
Since the 90s.
at least 25, 26, 27 years now.
Easily.
Do you know?
Yeah.
Surely if it was going to start, we would have noticed it already. Do you know?
Probably.
And I would assume as well, as the phones are improving, they're less likely to. And why would they have radiation coming off them? It's a bit fucking stupid now that you think about it, isn't it?
I need to
What
check
would cause
that.
radiation to come from your phone? Like, is the battery that fucking powerful?
What kind of battery is it?
I have no idea. But he said, yeah, cell phones and war is a big issue.
Yeah, it's radio frequency radiation, a form of non-ionizing radiation to send and receive signals for calls, data, Wi-Fi, and Bluetooth. It's not as powerful as X-rays, but can cause atoms to vibrate and heat up. That's why my phone gets hot. There you go.
Yeah, fucking roasting here. I forgot how hot these lights were.
Very hot.
Motherfucker. Anyway, so war was another issue, he said. He said that they like, that from, I think he said we're kind of cool for another maybe 70 odd years or so, but that the wars will start to happen that really kind of change how the world works.
Okay.
And how things are mapped out and all that. Masks in the future are a big thing. He said air quality outside in the future are fucking terrible. You have to have a respirator or a mask, or you're going to have major health implications, which is mental. Because this is the same thing I told you about the Philip K. Dick book, Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? And I told you that that was a big issue. Everyone had immigrated in that book. Most of the Earth's citizens had immigrated to the Mars.
Yeah.
And there was only a few people left there who, because of the dust, I think it was in this, had been made so ill and become basically undesirables and all this kind of stuff in the area that they weren't allowed to leave Earth because, you know, they'd bring this with them and there'd be problems, like, you know, and then obviously they'd have to be taken care of in a new place and blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so I mean, was Philip K. Dick looking into the future? We discuss it next week.
Was he the
on
man
It's
from
Live Action.
3036?
Oh.
There we go.
Did this guy write any good stories when he got here?
Maybe.
So yeah, and we'll be talking about houses later, and that has something to do with the air quality as well, but we'll wait for that. Now, you watched the first part of this with me.
Did I not watch all of it?
No, you haven't seen the part 2, which is actually, I think there's more about part 2 being discussed next week than there is this week.
Good. I'll watch it this week.
The chip in the hand. What did you make of that?
Well, Musk has stuff.
Well, no, but I mean the fact
How
that
do you
this
mean?
guy has one. Like, this guy claims that, like in future, the first episode of Futurama, Fry goes to the past or to the future. And when he gets there, he's given a tag to tell him what job he's going to have, and that is his employment
I
tag
don't
from
agree
there
with
on.
that.
But it's not about an agreement thing. The fact that this guy claims to have one, then they take an X-ray and there it is, right there, and the webbing between his fucking index finger and thumb. There's a little chip right there in his hand. So, I mean, it's crazy to think of. I mean, I mean, for me, like I've said this on the show before, I always felt that if time travel existed, it would always exist. Was my logic behind it. Like that as soon as someone had the ability to time travel, they would time travel, and then we'd know the time travel existed. So in theory, it would always have existed. Would that not
create a new timeline where
travel
time
has
always existed?
That's what I wasn't thinking. Well, that's the answer to that question, isn't it? That it splinters off into different fucking timelines.
So it wouldn't have always existed in our timeline, but the timeline that you just opened up, it would have always existed. Yeah. So we'd have documentation of time travelers appearing in like the 1100s, 1200s.
But so, I mean, I don't know, this chip kind of fucking sells it to me. And then as things progress with what he says, it's just mental. So we're going to do that. Let's just talk about this anyway first. So we have this chip. This is seen, right? And stuff he is saying. Where is the thing about the blood? That's later, is it? All right, we'll wait for that then. I'll leave the chip till a little later because it can come in with the other stuff. So the thing about it is some of the stuff he talks about, it feels like, again, like what I was saying about Philip K. Dick to you, that it feels like it might sound, to someone further back, it might sound like science fiction. But to people living now and going forward, it sounds like the beginning of what this guy is talking about, yeah? Because he starts talking about vaccines, religion, and the chip in his hand, right? Okay. And essentially what he was saying was religion has been outlawed. Yeah. Gone. There is no more religion because it was seen as a problem, you know? And I think there's a lot of people who'd be like, yeah, that's a great idea. And people would expect me to turn around and be like, that's a great idea. Fuck that. Because why do we need it? It's only trouble. But I've always said myself, there are certain people who need religion to
they do.
I know a lot of drug addicts who are better off because they are born again Christians. They might be a little more annoying now, but they're better off health-wise, life-wise, family-wise, friends-wise, peace of mind-wise, because they found a way to get out of that trap they were stuck in that they couldn't get out of otherwise.
Yeah.
This guy says if you want to practice religion, it's got to be like the old famine days with the Catholics. You got to go hide and do it somewhere where you can't be seen or you'll be arrested. Vaccines are another thing. You have to be vaccinated. Have to. No if buts or no.
I agree with that though.
Yeah, I do.
I don't understand not vaccinating for measles and stuff like that.
But I think the vaccines, as he goes forward, kind of start to range a bit further, like what you were saying earlier on about, you know, medicine to try and push your libido down and regulate how we mate, you know?
Okay, yeah.
People who do not prescribe to these things, the chip, the religious ban, and getting the vaccines, are exiled from main society.
Okay.
They have to live in underground tunnels and become known as the beneathers.
Creepy.
Beneathers to the people up top that are following the rules of the new system. Believers to the beneathers themselves. That's what they call themselves. So derogatory term would be beneathers. To the beneathers, they are believers.
Okay.
So you half agree with these beneathers and half not agree with these beneathers, because it feels like you'll be like, maybe I should be a beneather. That sounds cool as fuck. Fight the system. No more vaccines. No more chips. And no. They're all Christians. They're all Christians. Back up, guys.
All the beneathers are Christians.
I don't know, but you have to assume that in a world with no religion, with religion illegal, you'd have to assume that a lot of these religions who have minute little differences who have to get the fuck over it and join up together, wouldn't they? Do you know? That was a really nice thing I heard one time. I was working with this guy in a factory.
Yeah.
And we were leaving work one day and he asked me to give him a lift down the road. And we were going down. He was like, do you have any plans for the weekend? I was like, no, just chill out at home, do our thing, podcast, record, stuff like that. And I was like, what are you up to for the weekend? And he was like, well, first I have to go to church. And I was like, oh, cool. What religion are you? And he was like, man, what difference does it make? Church is a church. God is God. I'll go in and say what I need to say and I'll go home. And that was like, I can respect that. Fuck that. That's cool. Yeah. So, I mean, I think that's the way that will go. So I think it would just be a case of, fuck it. Really, does it make a difference if we have these tiny little differences? I mean, Protestants and Catholics can get over their shit straight away, because you got to assume if it's illegal, the Catholics aren't going to be hauling around all those golden fucking goblets and shit and pictures. So that'll keep the prods happy.
They'll be squared away somewhere, don't worry.
Yeah, but the iconography isn't there anymore. So that basically eliminates the issue between these two fucking groups.
Well, also, I don't think the Protestants believe in the transubstantiation.
But what I'm saying is they could get over.
Oh yeah, no,
like
I'm
that,
just saying there is tiny little things.
The ritual is still the same, regardless of how you interpret that ritual. In the end, is your own business.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Yeah.
So I don't know, but yeah. So these people are hiding out downstairs. I was going to say downtown.
You did say
hiding out downtown there, chilling in the McDonald's. Then he starts talking about tech a little bit, right? Because obviously, when you think of the future, and like I said earlier on in this episode, back in the 20s and 30s, we were like, and you to ask people what was going to happen in the new millennium, they would have said flying cars and robots.
Yep.
We're on the cusp.
We have
of
robots.
both. We're on the cusp of flying. China has flying cars now.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I forgot that.
So we're on the cusp of both.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but he obviously says like this becomes a bigger thing in another 1,000 years.
Okay.
So with cars in space, so we'll talk about public transport because that's what it is now. He's like cars are mostly flying. It's all flying now.
Yeah.
And because what did I say to you last day? We were watching something with jetpacks and I was like, that would be an absolute fucking disaster.
It was definitely a cartoon.
It was Mitchell and Webb.
It was Mitchell and Webb.
And they were taking the piss. And it was them flying around in the thing. And I was like, that would be a disaster. Yeah. I mean, they think we're bad driving cars and not hitting each other. They'd be fucking, jetpack fucking accidents every other day. Every fucking day, most likely.
Yep.
You'd have to build like a big metal suit or something. It'd have to be an Iron Man job, wouldn't it?
Oh, I was just thinking a helmet, but yeah, no, a big metal suit. Better.
So according to him, really, it's only high up officials that would have their own personal vehicle.
Okay.
High up government people with big money and all this stuff. The rest are on a public transport system, but it's a constantly moving public transport system. So you're not going to be stuck waiting very long. Yeah. But it is all, public. You're flying, but you're hopping on a flying bus or a flying train or a flying subway to get to where you need to get. Okay. You don't have your own fucking ability to just take off, robots seem like the most interesting part of this to me because again, the way we're developing robots at the moment, which seem to be solely for sex, which is just when you think about it, you think robot right now, what's the first thing that comes into your head? Sex robots.
I've never seen them move. No. I've seen the really, 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 really lifelike dolls.
When we were doing incel research and I went on to their little message board and I was looking through, there was a whole segment ranking the different sex robots and dolls determined on how much you're willing to spend.
Yeah, how much are they willing to spend? Shock me.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but you're talking about the price of a good new car for the top range stuff. But it moves and it has, it's like a robot. It can move and stuff like that. No, for the price they were saying, when I looked at the video of it, I was still like, for that, I'd want it to look almost human. I want it to be like companion, like human. Not this was still obviously a robot.
And do the hardcore incels, do they buy them to actually do stuff with them, or do they buy them to put them in a corner and
to do stuff to replace you?
Oh,
to show you that we don't need you. We have robots to do our job. To do your job. And mom will cook dinner for me and wash my clothes.
We've had robots
that
to do.
Bitch. And that's how they react to as well. Ages. It would be like, fuck, like my mom will fucking can do my clothes and I can fuck my robot. And in the same breath, it'd be like, fuck that bitch, my mom. She can go fucking do it because they disrespect all women. They hate all women. So mom is included in the list of women that they hate. That would be their attitude towards that.
Okay.
I got a robot to fuck, so I don't need you. So fuck off and become irrelevant. And that's exactly how they would say it. You are now irrelevant. Look at what you did to yourself. This is your fault.
Okay.
Because you want to be out there as an independent woman. Well, go be fucking independent now. We don't need you no more.
I bet you nobody's crying when they say it.
Repopulate the fucking earth, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, men would not be able to carry children.
I still think that was the best description of the whole inceldom thing. Was I can't remember the comedian. She's a blonde girl, American, and she's talking about it. And she was like, "This is real serious. I'm not joking at this point." She's like, "So you have all this incel stuff." And she explains what the incels are, and she's like, "When you look at it, right?" She's like, "Is it a case of you're not getting sex because you're just having a dry streak, or you just need to clean yourself up, or whatever, or is it natural selection?" Are you not having sex with women? Are women not having sex with you because it's time for your backwards ass to die out and let the rest of us intelligent, developing, evolving people move forward, because that's what happens in time. You evolve or you go.
Which would make him the more inferior.
So does it just mean that all incels are just, below us on the pecking order, below us on the fucking evolutionary scale, and it's just time for them to die out? And that's why women are so fucking disgusted when they see them. That, and they just have to open their fucking mouth, and you're like, ew.
Anyway.
The incels will be happy about this, though, because entertainment, there are no celebrities anymore.
So how do you watch TV?
No music, no web, no TVs. Books for education only, Sebastian has said.
Right.
If you get caught reading a book for entertainment, you're in trouble with the law.
Can you tell stories for entertainment?
It's got to be all educational. The future sounds terrible.
Oh, what happens if there's a really good educational book writer and they're like, oh my God, have you read this new book by... It's my new maths book.
But this fucking educational book is so entertaining. 25 to life, you're gone.
Shit.
He does kind of, maybe because of this, he says like that they're kind of amazed by our love of celebrities.
Okay.
And the way we treat celebrities, and that he says it's almost like a good and bad thing the way he describes it. But he talks about like how the future looks at our generation as being the stupidest generation in existence, but the freest as well, because we have this freedom to do what we want, but we choose to spend our time staring at the TV or being obsessed with what celebrity's married, what celebrity, and who's cheating on who, and
we got the freedom to do it.
But that's what he says. But at the same time, it's like, it just makes us seem stupider to them who I suppose
want the freedom.
Want a bit of freedom, and maybe in their own heads can think of better things to do with their freedom than what we do.
Okay.
I mean, there's people who sit down and listen to us talk about this shit every week, so you got to be thinking this guy is like, seriously, you're going to talk about me on a documentary? People are going to listen to you and waste their time doing that? Seems stupid to me.
And what would he do instead? Like educating himself, like up-educating himself, or?
He doesn't really specify. It seems like the whole time he's pretty paranoid that they're going to come and get him, and he might not be wrong. Dun, dun, dun. Zoos and pets. That's our next section here. He says that most of the major big animals have been extinct, especially exotic animals. He said like elephants, lions, tigers, shit like that. They don't exist anymore.
Do they have any weird animals that don't exist now that do exist then?
He never specified. He did say that when you go to the zoo now, it's to see like cats and dogs. He said like all that kind of stuff is exotic to them now.
No.
Which again plays in to do androids dream of electric sheep.
Are you telling me they can time travel but they can't clone an elephant and throw it into a zoo?
He might have just been talking about real life living animals, like in, again, like...
Oh, out in the wild in nature, like...
Well, he says in zoos and stuff like that, but yeah, he said the real versions of them are definitely extinct.
Okay.
I mean, I assume they can. We make robot dinosaurs, animatronic dinosaurs that make fucking noises and stuff.
No,
so
I'm not saying animatronic. I'm saying clone them.
See, the way I take it up when he talks about government and stuff like that, it seems like that's all very tight-fisted and closed.
Okay.
No, so I'd say,
Okay.
it's dodgy. But so the robots that they have, like, sorry, I went off target a little bit there because we were talking about the robots. The robots they have are called the caregivers.
That's creepy.
So, well, I'd be up for this side of it. It'll take some pressure off. If you want more kids, this is the way to go about it. So basically, the caregiver is like a replacement for parents that also act as police at times. So when the kid is born, it's like you get given by the government a robot nanny.
Okay.
The robot nanny is in charge of taking care of your learning. So they'll school you, they will raise you, they will take care of all your needs and all that stuff. And then obviously we're there to just cool parents and all that shit. They're usually there with you up until you're 16, from birth to 16, unless you are disabled, have mental health issues or learning difficulties. In that case, they'll keep them with you longer, which is a good thing for me because not because I need it, but in my head, the way things are going right now, especially in America and stuff like that, I could see them going the way of Nazis and being like, mental health disabled.
Gone.
get rid of them. You know, so this is a positive sign that even in 1,000 years' time, it's like, we'll take care of them. That's okay. You know?
Yeah, true.
But the caregivers are a big part of their society, a big part of someone's upbringing and how they learn and how they get on with the world, which is a bit scary when you think about it. Government issued fucking robots are coming in to tell you all the information you need to know.
Yeah.
Keeping all the
Do they
information
contradict you on your parenting? Because if I said something to my kid and the caregiver was like, well, actually, I'd be like, shut the fuck
as
up.
far from the way he spoke and the fact that he specified that they also act as police and parents, I would say that parents probably don't have that big of a role or a say in the way you are raised. You know? I would say that we're not expected to, and I'd say if you fought back too much, I can't see why this police bot wouldn't just take you in.
And the way to solve that is to balance a bucket of water over your door, and then it'll fall on the robot and then short circuit the robot.
I would have to assume that when robots do become a more permanent thing in our life, the first thing they will have fixed is the waterproofing part of it. Saying that, we have mobiles and fucking watches and shit now that are still barely able for it.
I don't know if my phone's waterproof. My watch is to a certain degree.
I've had one phone that was waterproof. And that became not waterproof anymore as soon as my little seal for the charger fell off.
Yeah.
But before that, I could close the charger bottom on it, and that would seal it up, and it was waterproof to a certain degree.
Nice.
No other phone I've had it done. I think it was a Samsung phone at some point.
Yeah.
So we're on to sex and mating. All right. So to stop overpopulation, they, like you said earlier, they give us medication to stop, to basically curb the libido, to hold back. And I would assume then maybe take that medication away little by little up until mating season.
And then everybody just goes mad.
They treat us like animals, like cattle, you know.
Yeah.
And as far as I know, I can't remember 100%, but I think it's kind of like China rules as well.
You have one.
That's it. Put that baby away and we'll talk again at the next mating fucking season and see how things go.
So in China, you're just allowed one. There's no ifs, buts, or maybes, is there?
No, that's permanent. One, you're allowed one, but if you have a second one, all benefits are gone.
Even for the first one?
Mm-hmm. Because you're saying you can afford to have that second one. If you can afford to have that second one in our fucking society, you're going to pay for it. We are not going to pay for the second. Now, I don't know, do they cut off your first, but they definitely do not give any fucking help for the second one.
Okay.
100%. But you do get benefits for your first child as long as it's the one child. That's why they have this own, because they're overpopulation.
Well, yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah. So they needed to try and curb that. But it's basically like animals. Period of time where we're allowed to do our thing. And outside that, no go.
Okay.
We would not last long there. Mm-mm. And how would I know how to do it if I haven't practiced all year?
All year, once a year, my God.
Mating season, yeah. I mean, how are people supposed to know what to do if they haven't had all that practice that we like to put in? Do you know?
The caregivers.
All right, so we were talking about the air pollution earlier.
Yeah.
And that kind of comes back as well to the homes that they live in, because the homes they live in aren't necessarily like our houses. They're more pods that you live in.
Okay.
And they're pods because they need to be airtight.
Okay.
To stop the bad air coming in and filter in good air, you know?
Yeah.
And he said that they sit in like a gravity field, so they're kind of hovering as well. I can really see this. The only thing is when I see it, I see like a Flintstones kind of neighborhood, but with hovering domes instead of rock houses.
I can see that, yeah.
But I don't know if I'd like that.
A hovering house.
I like the idea of having all the modern stuff in the house, but I do like the traditional looking house. I don't think I'd want, just to feel comfortable and nice, and this is my house and stuff like that. But that's the thing I don't like about this guy's future so far, is that all those comforts that make you, that make you feel relaxed and happy, and this is my house, this is my stuff, I've worked hard for it, I've got it all in here, and these are achievements, and I can feel comfortable in the way I've set up my house, and even down to the shape of your house, the decoration of your house, the way you paint your house, the way you do your garden, all that shit, all that's gone. Do you know, that to me feels like, my biggest fear of the future is that individuality gets stamped out. Okay. And it's like 1984, the drones. Mm-hmm. That's it. You are just you're like, we're like ants. You're a worker fucking ant. This is Queen over here. We're doing our shit just to keep them happy.
Yeah.
And that terrifies me.
Yeah. No, I'm a creature comfort creature.
Which is, I think, the main reason stuff like communism doesn't work. Because you're taking away someone's ambition.
Yeah.
To get up and go.
Yeah.
If there's no real goal ahead of the next one. It's like, why am I going to work harder if I'm going to get the same fucking money?
Also, people take the piss then at the top, which fucks up communism.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's
more.
the other side
But
of it,
I mean,
too.
yeah.
The class system is still in place.
Still fucking
and
there.
how do you get out of your shit class if you're not allowed to make any more age, if you can't upgrade?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't fully get it, but that's the gist of what I get from it,
Okay.
Now this is an upside. All manual labor is taken over by machines, which I do see coming as well in the future. Energy is the only job left for humans. Taking care of wind turbines, solar panels, making reflective surfaces,
Okay.
so that we can obviously take in the sun's energy. And
Yeah.
fire it
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
That's pretty much all we have left to do. Outside that, nothing.
Okay.
It's robots will take care of all of it. I've always said that going forward in the future, the best, most guaranteed recession-proof, fucking layoff-proof job that you could get is robotics, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
Because they are going to take over. We see that already. We got self-service checkouts. We have, like when I was in the factory, we had robot fucking arms doing a lot of the heavy lifting and stuff,
Yeah.
So it's mental. He also says AI will be used in mass on a daily basis, which we already see coming. People are terrified of AI, right? I saw people giving out about like, AI music, AI this, AI that. I don't see it as that much of a bad thing. I understand people work hard to achieve what they're trying to achieve. But I mean, like when it comes to the music side of it, Beyonce doesn't write her own fucking music, but she's out there performing it and people only give a fuck
crediting
about
herself on all the songs.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so, I mean, is it really that different? Fine, you're saying someone will be out of a job, but surely you can write better than the computer or more emotionally than the computer can.
Exactly.
Do you know?
Exactly.
But I get it. I do. I understand people worry about their jobs and their work and stuff like that. Because I mean, I'm guilty using AI art for this podcast. Like,
If you can't draw to that level,
and I don't know anybody and can't afford really to pay anybody to do it, so it's handy. And I do use fucking ChatGPT to help me sometimes.
I spoke to a doctor within the last month that says he used ChatGPT for everything.
It's handy, but you know what I realized was because for a while I just didn't trust it, and then I kind of stopped and I realized. I think I especially realized it when I saw how often Elon Musk's AI chat on Twitter kept contradicting him and telling him he was wrong.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, fuck me. There must be something to this. And the thing about it is they're essentially thinking for themselves by looking at all the information that's laid out on the internet and trying to find like the most, I suppose, well-sourced, well-referenced, kind of most common answer there is to it and bringing it to you and explaining it to you. They don't really have an agenda.
No.
Do you know?
The only one I've found so far is the Google AI. So the AI that you get returned in your search results.
That shit's wrong.
Give me a
constant.
lot of wrong crap.
Constantly.
A lot. Yeah.
Saw somewhere last week they said like Brock Lesnar was dead or something like that.
Something like that. I think you were showing me. Yeah. I just don't trust Google.
That's why it's all right from the back in the WWE. It's not this Brock Lesnar did nothing wrong. It's the one that died there a couple of weeks ago. He's the pooper. He's the threesome pooper. This one, the clone, he's fine. See, look, he's got long hair now. Completely different Brock
Never
Lesnar.
pooped a day in his life.
Never.
So he didn't.
In fact, he doesn't even have a butthole. Clones don't have buttholes.
Clothes don't have belly buttons, Josh.
How do you know that they don't have buttholes as well? Have you checked the clones' butts?
Have you seen them?
Have you had a close-up?
No, but I know that they don't have belly buttons. Probably wouldn't be that bad if there's no butthole.
Oh, no, it smells fresh. A bit sweaty, maybe.
Oh, don't. I'm going to get sick.
Kind of rubbing up against each other and getting all sweaty and shit. But you wouldn't have the poop smell. So that's all right.
Yeah, I still think you're wrong. Just saying.
So far, it sounds like we're giving up a lot here. No entertainment, no sex, no parents, no houses, no vehicles, no nothing fun.
Just back to basics.
Yeah, but we moved forward for a fucking reason. Anyway, so
yeah,
I don't know, but they're a civilization with time travel at their disposal. Why don't they just move to a better, freer time?
Because according to Sabastian, that is not an option. Time travel is specifically reserved for government and military use only.
That's true. So, so I can't remember. Does that mean he is military in the future, kind of like John Teeter was claiming to be a part of a shotgun militia in Florida?
We never. What?
Peter was in Florida.
Oh.
This dude flew to Florida.
Did?
Flew
to
Just
Florida.
went missing, and then he came back. I'm starting to get.
But we never find out if he is a future military. Am I saying that right? So I'd assume, so considering the way he acts and the knowledge he holds, plus if time machines are in government lockdown, like you'd have to assume he had clearance to get in close to a machine.
Or he is a conspiracy theorist from the future that happens to be right.
Yeah.
Does he say how he ended up using one to come to our time at any stage? I think he does, doesn't he?
Officially, he claims it was an accident, but he is very cagey about the whole thing, like not really giving much detail on the process. He does state, though, that he is stranded as the technology isn't made readily available to the public.
So would that not imply that we have the tech, it's just not being made available to us publicly?
No, he doesn't just imply it. Like, he straight up says it. And he also claims it won't be public knowledge for quite a while yet, stating he believed it would remain hidden and classified information for about another 500 years. But what he said on camera, while it's interesting, is nothing compared to what he said when he believed he was off the record and off camera. After asking Jack Helms to turn off the camera, Sabastian admits his journey was not accidental and claims that in the year 3036, the world comes to an end, which is the real reason he left his time for ours. But then why didn't more people come rushing
grim,
back?
all right. But at least we have another 1,011 years left. So, I mean, not really something we have to worry about, I suppose. Not something our kids have to worry about. Not something our kids' have to worry about. Or our kids.
Yeah, you'd think that. But according to him, everything starts to go wrong in December 2052 with the Great Blackout.
Okay.
Yeah.
52. That's what? 30 years away?
33 years away? Less than 30 years away. 27 years away.
So we say I'd be 45, 55, 60. I'd be 65.
Or it's our kids' problem.
Our tops have another 30, 40 years left to life.
They're going to say I have another 30, 40 kids.
No, I mean, we'd have to assume that things are going to get better health-wise, aren't we? They're saying people are living longer.
Yeah,
Surely
maybe.
I'll make it to my 100th.
Probably.
So he talks about a few things here. So what happens in 2052 is what you say it was, the Great Blackout?
Yeah.
That scared me.
Why?
Because again, we've been missing for 2 months here, right? Because of illness.
Mm-hmm.
But previous to those 2 months, we were in the middle of the summer, the start of the summer, when Spain and France had total fucking blackouts and nobody knew why.
Yeah,
and then there was
yeah.
a conspiracy floating around that this was a test to see how they react or how they'd make it happen and what the reaction or the response time would be afterwards to see what they'll do. And people started to believe that that's what was coming.
Yeah.
It was a worldwide blackout of energy.
Possibly.
Now, he states that when this happens in 2052, that there is 5 years of pure chaos.
Okay.
Followed by 20 years of no electricity, saying that we basically go right back in time and we are living like Walking Dead shit.
Why does it stop? Why is there 20 years with no electricity?
Because they had to rebuild all the grids and rebuild all the infrastructure to make it work again. But on the upside, as soon as those 20 years were over and they had the electricity back up and running, he states that everything gets rebuilt and goes back to normal really, really fucking quick.
Okay.
That it's almost like back, and he said it's almost like being back at this time, is what he said after the rebuild.
Okay. That's not bad.
Yeah, but 20 years of no electricity? Can you remember last year when the power went out after a storm for like a couple of hours?
We're like, the fuck are we doing?
What are we going to do? Thank fuck I had my tablet charge. I could read a book. You couldn't even read a book. It was the middle of the night. It was dark. What are you going to do? I had the light. Hey. But yeah, the European blackouts were a point of worry for me because I was researching and working on this as they were happening. I was like, it's happening.
Shit.
He was wrong. We're early. We're okay.
So this blackout will be the kickoff of the long-feared New World Order. And no, Josh, I am not talking about Hulk Hogan, Kevin Nash and Scott Hall. I'm talking about one government, one currency, and one rule.
Well, to be fair, it would just be Kevin Nash. And
that's
the
all
B
that's
team
left.
of the NWO.
Yeah.
Here comes Kevin Nash 6, The Big Show, and fucking Scott Steiner.
The Nash World
and
Order.
Conan. The wolf pack. Dun, 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 dun.
Countries, race, religious beliefs, culture will all become irrelevant, and the world will be controlled by at first 3 and then 2 groups, which are known as corporations.
Right. So this starts with the vaccine war, which essentially falls into World War III.
Okay.
Is what he says. So the vaccine war is obviously the people who don't want the vaccine or the people who do want the vaccine. That annoy. I see. I don't know, because these beneathers seem like people I would usually back, but at the same time, I'm not with the anti-vaxxers on their shit. I think they're a little wild, you know. No, I mean, yeah.
I think people have a choice, but I also believe that you shouldn't force your choice on other people. So by that logic, if you decide not to get your child vaccinated, you should be homeschooling your child, because I don't see why my child should be exposed to measles, because you won't do the responsible thing and get your child vaccinated.
See, I don't understand that. If your child is vaccinated and mine isn't, then my child has the measles, but you're vaccinated against the measles. Why is it your problem?
Because you can, even if you're vaccinated, it protects you 100%. So you're vaccinated, but you only catch a very, very, very mild dose. But it's still fucking dangerous. Nobody wants fucking measles. Nobody wants mumps. Nobody wants German measles. I mean,
polio.
Nobody wants polio. And who wants to live their life in a fucking iron lung for the next 50 years?
I don't think they do that anymore.
They do. There is one woman still left alive in an iron lung. There was a man left alive
from the past, previously.
Oh well, yeah,
you know?
yeah.
If you're new to these issues, I'm pretty sure.
Do you know why they don't? Because vaccinations have eradicated polio. Unless you were polio pretty sure it doesn't exist anymore, at least in the developed country, because we had vaccinations. Same with smallpox. If you're not getting everybody vaccinated, you're not eradicating these diseases.
It's mental, though, isn't it? Because you do see people kind of coming up with wild. Because like the wildest shit I could think of was when they started going on about the COVID vaccine, and they were talking about, they're going to chip us and all this stuff in the vaccine. It's like, well, number one, the phones already have you chipped. They know where you are. They know what you're saying. They can listen to you talk. They can read what you're saying. It's all there. But I found it funny because I was trying to picture the Irish government coming up and pulling off one of these conspiracies. You tell me about the Americans, they have all these like FBI, CIA, Black Ops, all this kind of shit. I can see them pulling it off. Here, I could not picture Leo Varadkar and Simon Harris sitting down and coming up with like this big fucking thing to track Irish citizens.
I don't think Varadkar would be bothered about tracking Irish citizens. Harris, on the other hand.
How are we going to find the Irish Simpsons? Look for the yellow. Look for the jaundiced looking motherfucker. It was him.
The guy with the most liver damage.
So yeah, I don't know. The vaccine stuff always seems wild to me. I'm not a scientist. I don't know enough about any of it to really fucking have an opinion, or to really kind of tell anybody else.
But there is enough information out there to make it informed.
But I know I got vaccinated
as
a child. I know everyone I know got vaccinated as a child. I know my children have been vaccinated, and none of us have had any real issues. Not any serious issues. Mentally, we're all good. My kids are intelligent.
That's not to say people can't have an adverse reaction to vaccines, but I believe it's very, very rare.
I mean, I've been vaccinated for most things. I got the swine flu vaccine the time it came out. I've had 2 COVIDs. Much good they did for the last 2 months.
I've had COVID twice and I was vaccinated twice. You must be swarming in chips.
And I gave it to you straight after I had it.
You did?
Yeah.
All those chips.
Does that make me like a cyborg?
Is that why the TB one is bigger? I wasn't vaccinated for TB. Do you know the hole on your arm? Is that why it's bigger? Because it's a bigger chip. They need to put a bigger one in for your first vaccine, because your TB vaccine is your first vaccine.
But again, why go to all this trouble of finding like nano fucking size fucking chips to put in us when everybody carries a phone around?
That's true.
That has your
Unless it's to control you, Josh.
Nah.
Eventually they'll press a button.
Vote Republican. Donald Trump rules. Fuck that shit. Anyway, this is the one that fucks me up then, is the corporations. Because not long ago we did an episode of Aliens of the Horrorverse.
Wayland Yutani, Hitali Wayland.
Yep. And they call themselves a corporation.
They did.
Their goal in the future was to be more, from what the conspiracy is, that they hope to take over certain areas. Now, he said that the main groups are the Rothschilds group, Gavi, and Amazon. Gavi and Amazon eventually come to merge to become Gavizon, which is not the heartburn medication. And
That's what I was wondering.
And then they merge with the Rothschilds to make one giant corporation, which will rule everything. When I first read all this, they said that Gavi was Bill Gates' run corporation, and or he did. And at the time, I was like, nah, Bill Gates seems cool. Bill Gates seems like he does lots of charity work. He never seems to be doing anything he shouldn't be doing or saying anything he shouldn't be doing. And then this week there he is sitting next to Donald Trump at these big fucking rich people fucking dinner and licking his arse like a
Is he actually licking his arse or is he there because he needs to be there?
Fuck him. He's sitting right next to him, getting his nose right up his arse and going, oh, this smells so good, Donny boy. He fucking, they're all licking his hole for his innovations with AI. How he is willing to really, you know,
what innovations with the only innovation so far I've seen with AI is him dressed up as super.
Well, the fact that he's embracing AI and not like saying that we need to get rid of it or we need to cut it down.
That's
or anything
because
like
it helps
that.
him write his speeches better.
Does it?
Does it?
So that's kind of a bit creepy when you look at that whole conspiracy theory with Wayland Yutani and all that other stuff. But Gavi and Amazon and Rothschild Group. I remember hearing about the Rothschild a shitload in the early 2000s. I was led to believe they were all in their hundreds at the time. Like it was like, they're all
I mean, there's
ancient.
Generations there.
They
right?
aren't. The oldest one was like in his 90s. It was the amount of hearts and transplants they had gotten
like
to
3 or
away.
4,
But
wasn't it?
he died like a year or two ago, didn't he?
Yeah, but he also took 2 more hearts than he should have.
Could afford it, Amy. So I mean, hang on one second.
You're going to have to cut out the sound on that one.
To be fair, I have managed to go an hour without making that noise into this mic.
Good
so I'm
job.
doing good.
You are.
Even though I know I sound all nasally and shit.
No, you look fine. Sound fine.
I look good.
You do.
So, I mean, this whole thing, like I said, from start to finish, it sounded like Blade Runner. It sounds like, do androids dream of electric sheep? It just sounds, if you want to know what the future looks like, watch that movie. Read fucking Philip K. Dick. It all seems like that. Or listen to our show not this week. This week we're talking real life time travelers with John Teeter and the Philly experiment and the Nazi Bell. Next week, though, on It's a Live Action, we'll be talking all about Philip K. Dick. Yes. And this guy, he's seen all this coming. All of this coming.
Yes.
Did Helm get a chance to ask him about the weather in the future?
You're so Irish, it hurts. Ask about the weather. I bet
because it's fucking raining in all these fucking movies. I just want to know, do I need to pack my sun cream before
Unfortunately, he didn't get a chance to ask him about the weather. In fact, he didn't get to ask Sabastian anything else because after one session at his home, Sabastian refused further interviews.
Oh, I do remember this. The phone calls and Sebastian was sounding really fucking worried about the whole thing. But Jack Helms as well was saying that he was being tailed. He was claiming that there was a car following him around the place. He was driving in like loops and stuff like that to see would it keep following him. And he claimed he was being followed.
Yikes.
And I think the fucked up thing they said here was when he finally got to Sebastian's house and managed to get in there, there's no sign of Sebastian anymore. Just all his possessions, all his clothes, everything are still in the house.
He was lifted.
But Sebastian ain't around anymore. So, I mean, what happened to old Sab, huh?
Jack continued his search for Sebastian for a few weeks, but eventually discovered a recent article in a local paper. A man's body was found in Cypress Park, burned beyond recognition with the left hand removed.
The chip hand.
The chip hand.
Oh.
No more chips.
So he took the chip hand, and Cypress Park is relevant because at the start of that documentary, when he meets Sebastian for the first time outside of the house, that's just Cypress Park.
Oh, very good.
And apparently Sebastian loved going there. There was like a nature fucking release for him to go there. It was quiet. It was relaxing. You could think. You could focus, especially, because I would assume coming to a different time and trying to acclimatize to that kind of surrounding, and so it'd take you a while. I mean, if we were to go back in time now, it would take us long enough just to figure out the way they're speaking English.
Well, yeah, I think the rule of thumb is 500 years either way. Oh, which would mean we shouldn't have been able to understand Sebastian.
Yeah.
Weird.
Unless he was prepared. I mean, if all they have to do is study in their future.
So he probably
he just had the language sorted.
Maybe there's that cloaking device like the Tardis has.
And I'm telling you now, 500 years either way my hold. If I went 500 years, if I went 400 years back in time, there is not a hope they're going to get half the shit that's coming out of my mouth. they'll understand the words. They're just not going to understand the
500 years
sequence.
back in time, they'd be able to make a fair attempt. Like, I mean, 500 years is only Shakespeare.
Oh, what's that, man? Yeah, that's sick. Fucking serious, bud. Jesus, that's unreal.
Yeah. They
And
would
they'd
be
be
able
looking
to
at
tell by your tone of voice, though, that you've just said it in a good way.
Sounds
it's not like
positive.
our
I know what all
intonations
those
were
words
different.
mean,
Like, do
but-
you know what I mean? It's like if
How is it sick? Does it need a doctor?
you know what I mean.
That was the thing as well with the body that was found that time, because there's been no more information about the body. I've looked it up. There is no. It was just went into a cold case, as in everyone was told to stop reporting on it.
Okay.
But at the first report, the height, weight, and description did sound like Sabastian
Okay.
from what we knew about
Yeah.
him. The fact that the left hand was missing, that's it. No, description. He was burnt beyond recognition. So I mean, height and weight.
He was black and crispy.
Yeah, and the fact that he's missing one of the hand with the chip in it, that seems kind of peculiar to me.
Maybe it wasn't them. Maybe Sebastian did it to cover his tracks and make it look like he got abducted.
Maybe. It's a fucking pretty extreme way to kill yourself, though.
No, not kill yourself. I mean, he did it
He
to a
killed somebody
different
else.
body. And then everybody was like, well, it has to be Sebastian. He's missing his left hand.
Maybe, because I was just about to say that myself. It seems weird for a government agency to leave a body at all.
Mm-hmm.
You think he just go missing.
Especially,
I mean,
it's
clothes
not
and
like they're
everything.
trying to send a message because they don't want this message as in like...
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, message to who? Any more time travelers out there? You keep your fucking mouth shut, right? I mean, like, government agents, especially in America, seem like those kind of black ops groups. They seem like they do a better job at it. Like
And
they go in, clear out his whole house, get rid of any evidence of him at all. So this Jack Helms sort of just seems like a lunatic.
But if you were to believe Roswell
And
and,
go after
stuff
Jack
like
Helms.
that, they wouldn't kill him. They'd bring him back and they'd
Yeah.
try and figure out the
Question
technology.
shit
Yeah,
on-
yeah.
Unless they already have time travel machines and they have been going forward and seeing what it's like, or they don't need.
They just haven't been
Sebastian
going back
to
in
tell them.
time, so
They
let's
just
not
need
leave
Sebastian
evidence.
to shut the fuck up so as to not get him in trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
But again, unless it was a case of we leave this body here and that'll tell Jack Helms to shut the fuck up and not do anything about it. I mean, it just feels like if they go to all the trouble of getting rid of Sebastian, they will go to just as much trouble to stop the man with the videotape of Sebastian.
That's true.
Do you know?
That's true. And that they would have probably looked for the videotape and not let it get published. And when it did get published, they would find a way to erase that.
Turns out Sebastian's just a man with a real bad drug problem that the Mexican cartel were looking for.
And why did they take his left hand?
Why did the Mexican cartel do anything they do? That little chip wasn't a chip. It was actually a little vial of cocaine that he had hidden in his hand.
Oh,
The most
dear.
expensive cocaine in the world.
Cost you your life and your
Pure
left hand.
than purest pure.
It was blue cocaine.
It was Pablo Escobar's last little notch of coke. And it's priceless. And they weren't having it.
Jack was pretty sure that the man they found was Sebastian and possibly killed to cover up the grim prophecy for our future. For Jack and his followers, it seemed that the story was over. But Sebastian saw his fate coming and left one more little surprise for Jack amongst his possessions, which Jack had taken custody of with no next of kin to do so after Sebastian's disappearance. The surprise was a little flash drive with Sebastian's last video confessional. You think you've heard a lot today. Well, you ain't heard nothing yet, but unfortunately, it's too much to fit into one episode, so you'll have to come back next week when we crack open a flash drive of conspiracy.
No, I mean, it feels like this week we were just kind of touching on everything a little bit, kind of trying to wrap our minds around what this guy was saying and all that stuff. Next week, we are really going to dig into all this stuff. You know, right? We have quotes of what he said, and we're going to look at those quotes, read those quotes, and then kind of try and dissect what it is this man was saying, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
I mean, like, if any of this is true, this guy just validated every tinfoil hat wearing alt historian, alt scientist that's ever lived. Like, Alex Jones is about to scream, "Told you so!" on his shitty InfoWars show. It's not InfoWars anymore, is it? They took that off him, didn't they?
Alex Wars?
I don't know.
Changed it.
But he kept saying that the people from the what shooting was it again? I can never remember the name of it, but basically there was a shooting in America. You're a really fucking popular one, and it'll pop in my head as soon as I turn this recording off. I'll be like,
What,
I remember the name.
shooting?
Yeah.
Columbine?
No. It was after that. But
West, up.
no. But anyway, he started claiming that, like, when he was watching the news, that the people that were on there claiming to be the parents of the dead kids
he got in trouble over this. Yeah, I saw the court thing.
Grief actors, specialized, brought in for this false flag situation.
But the thing is, like, did he not believe himself either? Because when he was watching the little clips of him in court, he looks like a bold child that's after being slapped, and like he knew what he was telling was the fucking shit.
Basically, he lost that case, and they took InfoWars off him and sold it to make up what he owes.
Did fucking right.
No, he's still on fucking. I think it might still be InfoWars. I'm pretty sure he's appealing all of it, but he will lose, and they will take him.
He will lose, of course.
Fucking idiot.
But if you can't wait for more time traveling fun until next week, then head on over to patreon.com/the Horrorverse Network and check out our bonus show. It's a live action because tomorrow we'll be dropping a time travel episode where we talk about, as you said, John Titor, the Philadelphia Project, and Nazi time machines.
Yes, the Nazi bell. Die Glock. Die Glock.
Die Glocke.
Die Glocke. And you'll hear me do that a lot in that episode, right?
Also,
keep calling it Die Glock, and it's Die Glocke. While you're there, on Patreon that is, you might as well check out Amy's history podcast, the horrific history in Playing with Bones. We have 3 seasons of that.
3 seasons.
And I would say my pro wrestling history show, but let's face it, it wasn't working out. I'm trying, right? I've been trying to find something to work here because I like doing the side shows, but it feels like Real Monsters, which was about true crime. That's kind of, we were trying to avoid that. We do enough of that in this show.
Yes.
Then Wrestling with Time, I just couldn't get into it. I couldn't have any fun. So we're trying this new one called Celebrity Rap Sheet.
And I enjoyed the last episode.
We recorded the first episode and we had fun doing it. It's all about Fatty Arbuckle. And we're going to talk about the celebrities you love and the crimes they've committed and the other scandals they might be involved in.
Yep.
And originally I was looking at like Diddy and OJ and stuff like that, but I was like, fuck it.
We're
let's
too
go
saturated with
right back to the start.
Exactly.
To old Roscoe Fatty Arbuckle. And that should be dropping next Tuesday on Patreon. Yes. So go check that out.
All that and Mini Monsters are available now at the Horrorverse Network on Patreon, and subscribe now for only $5 a month with a 7-day free trial for all new subscribers.
One more thing. If you want to see more of this pretty face right here next to me, you are doing some video game streaming. Yes, twitching.
Some twitching.
So just like that.
10 p.m. on a Monday night. 10 p.m. to 12 p.m.
Irish time, 10 to 12.
I said that wrong. 12 p.m. 10 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Yes, and it is Amy Rose 9, isn't it?
Exactly.
On Twitch. Cool. I'll advertise it more on the Instagram page anyway. So
hoping to get it over to Steam as well soon.
Cool. That's it. We'll be back next week. Fingers fucking crossed. With more tales from the Horrorverse. See y'all next time. Same alive time. Same Horrorverse channel. Okay, love ya. Bye-bye.